This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through your 2018 Salem, excuse me, model 27 DBK. Okay, so I'm on the door side at the rear of the trailer. We're still prepping it and cleaning it for you, so we'll have to work around people, but I'll be able to go through everything with you. First of all, you have power stabilizer jacks right here. So you got one switch for the rear and one switch for the two front jacks. All right. Also, right there is an LP quick disconnect, if you can see it there. That's where you'd hook the hose for your outside grill, which sits right back here. Okay, you have to plug it in to get gas to it. Here we have a outside kitchen with a refrigerator and a fresh water in a basin. Okay, and that surface, that countertop pulls out. All right, you got a power awning with LED strip. You got steps that fold into the trailer. Now, if you're on uneven terrain, you can adjust these steps by pulling this pin here and adjusting the legs. All right, this is just power for the outside. Your water heater works on either gas or electric. Now, right here, let me get the tape off of it for you. Hold on. This switch right here, if you can see it right there, that operates the electric heating element for this water heater. It's behind this cover here. So to turn that on and off, there you have to use that switch there. Just always make sure there's water in the water heater before you do that. To light it on gas, the switch is inside. I'll show that to you. Also, this is the drain plug for it right here. It takes an 1.16" socket. This is the service panel for your refrigerator. You don't really have to go in there except for service, but this little hose needs to always be hanging out so the condensation drains outside the trailer. This is a fresh water fill. If you can't use city water hookup because there's no hookup on the campsite that you're at, you can pump your water, or excuse me, you can fill your onboard water tank here and pump your own water with the pump that's inside. So if you fill this ahead of time, you can still use everything just like you had city water. That's just a vent for your furnace. There's your front stabilizer jack switch. Okay, that is just a hookup for if you wanted to buy a solar panel to charge your battery, that's where you would plug it in. Okay, so those are just your wheel covers. This is a dump hose, and there's a reducer for your power cord. Okay, let's jump out of there for you. Also, this crank here is an override crank for your stabilizers. I'll show you where it hooks up when I get on the other side. And the small crank will fit into the top of your tongue jack if you have a power tongue jack, but if it was to fail, you can crank it manually. That would be done right here. You would unscrew this cap, put that crank on there, and you can crank it manually. So you have two LP tanks. You have a deep cycle marine battery, like I stated, a power tongue jack. We come around to the other side here, and these are your dump valves right here. So you have a gray valve right here. Gray valve is sink and shower water. Okay, then you have your black valve here. There's another gray valve up towards the front of the trailer, which I'll show you. But this is the black valve, which is toilet water and waste, and the gray is sink and shower water, like I said. So you would put your hose on here, put the other into the dump station, then you're going to dump the black tank first. Now there might be water in here, so I'm going to pull it and get out of the way here because we're still water testing it. So let me get out of the way. There we go. So that's your black tank dumping. So you would dump your black tank first, then you're going to dump the gray tank. The reason you do that is because the gray water is cleaner than the black water. It just washes out the hose, okay? Okay, so over here in the back is your city water hookup. I told you that, you know, you can use your onboard fresh water tank, but you only need that when you don't have city water. Most campgrounds will have city water. So all you do is hook your hose up there, turn it on, and you're all pressurized, ready to go. This housing here tells us it's pre-wired for a Furon backup camera. Okay. Also, while we're looking up, you have to inspect the roof at least 3 times a year. So we figure in the spring and the fall, and once in the middle of the summer, you're going to go up there and you'll walk around and look at all the sealant and check every place you see sealant. And if you see any separation or cracking, you need to get it taken care of. You have to inspect your roof. It's very important. Okay. Now I just wanted to walk back down here for 1 second and show you where the other gray valve is. It's right there, if you can see it. So there is a second gray tank of this one. They might refer to it as a galley tank because it's probably for the kitchen sink. We'll know when we get inside. Okay, so here we go inside. We got people working in here, so we'll just work around them here as we go through this. Okay, so this is your monitor panel. So to check your battery, right there, is totally charged. Although you want to check it when you're not plugged in. Your freshwater tank still has a third in it because we haven't dumped it yet. We're water testing, like I told you. As it fills, it graduates up in 1/3 increments, as you can see. Black tank is now empty because we dumped it. First gray tank is empty. The galley tank, it's got 2/3 in it because remember we haven't pulled that one and dumped it yet. That's the one towards the front. It's for the sink. Okay. Your water pump, if you don't have plumbing on the campsite, you filled your fresh water tank, you turn the pump on right here. To light your water heater on gas, remember I showed you there was an electric switch in the lower left-hand corner outside. Well, if you light it on gas, you just go like this. Like I said, you have to make sure that there's water in the tank. Alright, so your slide out switch is here. You just push it out and your slide out will go out. You send it out till it starts ratcheting. That's how you know you're all the way. You just take out your finger off the button or bring it in. It does the same thing. You just take your finger off when you hear it. Your awning, you're just going to push it out. It'll extend all the way. You stop sending it out when you see the roller tube. Now, you never leave the awning out unattended because if you're leaving the campsite, you roll in, and because pressure can build up under there really quick, it gets windy, it can be damaged in an instant. So you always want to bring it in when you're not there, outside, or when you're, not at the campsite. Your radio is an AM/FM radio. You have 2 speaker zones, one inside, one outside. One inside, 2 is outside. You have Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your phone or tablet and play your MP3s or whatever you have on there. You can stream off this USB stick. You can put your favorite albums on there and take them with you. So there's a lot you can do with it. It's for something that's used for camping, you pretty much got all the options you need. Behind this poster here, there's a backing plate sticker telling you there's a backing plate for a TV bracket if you want to hang a TV there on the bracket. Alright. When we come into the bathroom, the sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. This GFCI, you have to remember that all the plugs are wired through a GFCI. So you'll have to, if you're using a coffee pot outside, for example, in a Pops, you would still set it inside here, reset it. Okay, now the toilet. The only thing to remember about this, first of all, it has a foot pedal here to flush it. You can't use it dry or without chemicals. So you pull into the campsite, you hook up your water, you hook up your power, right? Then you'll come inside and you'll take your chemical and you'll drop it right in there, 1 dose of whatever chemical you use. Then you'll stand on the pedal. Water will come swirling out and wash the chemical into the tank. You just stand on it until you put about a gallon or so of water in there. The bottom line is you have to have water and chemical in here when you start using it, okay? So remember to put some water and chemical in there. Alright? So, the couch jackknifes flat. This table will drop down. You pull the poles out and drop it down and put it on the cleats there. You can make another bed out of that. Your refrigerator is a Dometic gas absorption refrigerator, so it's just on, right? And then you would choose, let me turn it on. Then you would choose auto. Auto means electric. Basically, let me shut this for a second. Basically, auto means electric. So if you're let's say you're running your refrigerator, it's nighttime, you're sleeping, and it's running on electricity, and you have a power failure, it'll automatically switch over to gas. That's why they call it auto. But it always seeks out electricity first. You can run it dedicated to gas just by doing that. If this check light ever comes on, it means it didn't light, and you would just shut it off and turn it on again to let it cycle through one more time, and it'll light the next time. But generally speaking, you're going to be on auto. Okay? The only other thing is this. You can see the sticker says cooler up, warmer down. You're going to slide that plastic piece with the wire going in the bottom. That thing's called a thermistor. You're going to slide that up as far as it goes, almost always. I mean, sometimes when it's cold out, you might have to back it off a bit, but generally speaking, you're going to have it up all the way. Your range, you just turn it on and spark it. You turn the sparker to the clockwise and it'll light. The oven, you have to light with a lighter. So there's a pilot light way back there. So all you do is go to pilot, you depress it and hold it. Then with the other hand, you spark the pilot light till it lights. Then you hold it for another 10 seconds after it lights. Then you go to whatever operating temperature you want. But after you're done cooking, you're going to shut it off, and the flame's obviously going to go out. But the pilot light will go out too, because you have to relight it each time you use it. So, all right, you got a fan to vent and a light. The microwave works like any other microwave. Okay. Over here, he's working on your thing here, but over here is the power converter. It converts 110 AC to 12 volt DC. So you got regular household circuit breakers on this side, and they're all labeled. Then the power's converted to 12 volt DC over here. They're all labeled. If any of these blow, they'll light up, and you can see them through the plastic here. Also, it's a battery tender, so if your battery's low and you're plugged in, it will sense that, and it'll send power to your battery always to keep it charged. Okay, the device over here is your carbon dioxide and LP gas detector. It should always be green like that. If it goes off, it sensed either carbon monoxide or LP gas, so you're going to get out of the trailer, take everybody out, go to the front, shut off your tanks, and figure out what's going on, okay? But if it's not green like that, you want to get it serviced. Okay, this is your escape window. You're just going to use it like this. If you need to escape, you grab a hold of this tab and pull the screen out and push this all the way through, and out you go. Okay, very simple. Also, you have another, some antenna in and power, and then you'll have a backing plate here to put another TV in there if you choose to. Okay, sliding door. Okay, so I think that about covers it. So if you have any questions, you can ask us and call us, and we can talk it through it. Each device in here, each appliance has its own manual in here, so you can read about it that way. You can use online manufacturers' videos, which are an excellent source of knowledge. So you should be okay in that sense. So I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer at National RV Detroit, and make sure you do a lot of camping. Thank you.